also helped solidify our mascot as the Gamecock, because we couldn't make up our minds for a couple of decades, and then the Gamecocks after that. The trustees were justifiably upset, and they suspended football games with the Clips and Tigers for about 7 years, so we didn't play them again until 1909. I want to point out one of our most beloved, probably the most beloved faculty members and presidents for the University of South Carolina. Over here in front of the Caroliniana Library is the grave of James Ryan McKissick, who served as president from 1936 to 1944, and who was the dean of the School of Journalism before that. He was a newspaper man. He was well known for riding his bicycle on campus. The students even raised money to give him a new one. And he rode around on his bicycle in his three-piece suit with his hat and his cigar. He died in September 1944 unexpectedly, and the student body petitioned the Board of Trustees to allow him to be interred on campus. He's the only person ever to be given that honor, and I doubt that anyone else would ever qualify for such an honor again. We think that McKissick's resting place is entirely appropriate, since he helped establish the Caroliniana collections, establish the Caroliniana Library, because he was president, and we switched from the main library to the special collections library. But another reason that it's so appropriate that he's right here near the wall where the 1902 riot took place is because James Ryan McKissick was that sophomore with the loaded pistol. So he's with the Caroliniana, and he's right here where he was prepared to shoot some Clemson cadets at the time. So fortunately he did not have to do that. I don't think he would have made it as become our president, or maybe he would have. So there's President McKissick's resting place.
Let me get a quick shot.
Okay.
Upside down.
Okay.
I'm still going strong, so.
Lucky you, 32 good.
The brick, I'll tell what brick driveway here. Now, there used to be an asphalt driveway here on the Horseshoe. When the university acquired the Booker T. Washington High School property, they were unable to renovate the original 1916 building because it would have been too expensive. Booker T. Washington High School was the African American high school, and they wanted to preserve some aspect of the building, so they removed the asphalt during the 1970s renovations of Horseshoe, and they put the bricks from the original building to brick in the driveway. Now, for a while, traffic was still allowed on the driveway, and then they realized that since these were not paving bricks, they weren't standing up to the traffic very well. So after that, they closed the Horseshoe to regular traffic. That's why Horseshoe's closed.
Okay.
I have the GRE coming up quite soon, so I'm doing fine with that.
have McCutcheon House, which was constructed again as a faculty duplex in 1813. And McCutcheon's had quite a few renovations and different looks over the years. In the 1870s, it had an elaborate two-story porch on the front, stripped down to a single entrance during the 40s and 50s, and then finally in the 1970s, when the Horseshoe buildings went under extensive renovations, they returned it more to its original look with the dual staircase there. McCutcheon in the 70s was turned into a faculty club for a few decades, and now is the home to one of the places of instruction for the College of Hotel, Restaurant, and Tourism and Sports Management, I think is the current name of it, and the Culinary Arts Institute. And the students in the program run a restaurant here for anyone to come in. We have one of the best views on campus for eating and dining, and they also rent out the facility for weddings and receptions and other parties and things like that. Again, it was another example of the faculty duplexes that the university constructed. And so the university stopped that practice in the 1940s. They had built additional houses around other areas of the campus, particularly in front of where Wardlaw College is now, but they stopped offering the housing during World War II. The monument is in the center of the Horseshoe is the Maxey Monument, dedicated to the South Carolina College's first president, Jonathan Maxey, who died while in office. The students raised the funds for it. The Clarisophic Literary Society raised the funds. And they hired Robert Mills to do it. And if you think it might look a little bit like the Washington Monument, of course Mills designed that as well. And so it was erected in 1827.
Got a little bit of battery left. It drains it. Yeah. You still got some good stuff.
Okay, here's Justicer College. Justicer is the second oldest building on campus. It's essentially a mirror of Rutledge. During the 1970s excavations on the Horseshoe during the renovations, the archaeological team discovered that Justicer had actually been planned, the original foundation had been significantly forward on the Horseshoe. So had they built it where they originally planned, you would have had a narrow alley between the buildings instead of the gentle curve of the Horseshoe that we have today. Justicer again served as student housing, offices, and classroom buildings.